Hi, we're Greg and Donna Stone, and we're just excited to share with you how God has moved and worked in our lives over the last 44 years of our marriage and our ministry together in the Lord's work. We began in Peoria. I was a mechanical engineer for Caterpillar, and we just looked for different ways that God would use us there in discipleship and teaching. And during that time, we started our family. We had two children in Peoria, and then we moved back to Oklahoma in 1985 and had our third child, and worked in various church roles. All the while, I was doing mechanical engineering work. Then in 1990, we moved to Perry, Oklahoma, and I was continuing to work as an engineer, but we were part of a church plant, a church called Cause Street Chapel, and God moved me out of my comfort zone as an introverted engineer and asked me to be a part-time pastor. So Don and I pastored this church together uh, until 2004, when God, in a very dramatic way, called us to be full-time in the ministry. And so we left our engineering job and became full-time in the pastorate. And we're active in this church for another several years until 2012, when we felt strongly God was leading us uh, to sell our house and sell our possessions and work overseas. Uh, we began working in Southeast Asia among an unreached people group, uh, actually building three-chamber septic systems in the villages. And it was hard work, but it was very rewarding work. And God grew us amazing during those times. And then we came back to Oklahoma after that assignment and began to look to see where God was moving us. And in 2015, we found ourselves in Kampala, Uganda, and never had that idea in our heads, but God led us here, and we fell in love with the children. That's when the 2 million orphans in Uganda took on names and faces. And so we started an organization called Two Roads Foundation. We're 501c3 in the United States, and we have our NGO license here in Uganda.
As Two Roads has grown and we've seen all the needs, we're continually seeking God's will in ways to expand this work. We now sponsor about 140 children.
Full-time staff of 6 people. We have a full-time U.S. volunteer now. Long term, we really hope that we can begin a school. We've seen the issues with education here. We've seen what our kids go through at school, and we have a vision to see Two Roads Foundation start a school. First, a primary school, and then a secondary school. But through all of this, our focus has been on discipleship, in growing these kids up in the Lord, beginning where they are, sharing the gospel, and then seeing them mature.
We've come here to do this work first out of obedience to what God has called us to do, and then also because after we've seen the needs of these children, we've just fallen in love, and it's something that we can do to that pleases God and to help these children in a small way.
And we just pray that if God leads you, that you would join us. We have lots of ways you could help us, and you can check out our website and find out what God's doing.